welcome back to the broadcast. Our next guest has been called wonderfully inappropriate, adorably offensive, and hilarious.
That's great.
Yeah, her book is called Let's Pretend This Never Happened. It made it to #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. Jenny Lawson, she's a Texas girl. She joins us live via satellite from New York. Good morning, Jenny.
Good morning. Hello, Texas. I miss you. I know it's only been a couple of days, but I miss you already.
Well, we love that you're a Texas girl and you've had such great success. I got to tell you something. I was given your book a few days ago to take home and read, and I set it on the kitchen counter, and my boyfriend grabbed it, and he started flipping through, and he ended up reading it cover to cover. He loved it. And he was laughing out loud. He's like, oh,
so
you got to hear this, you got to hear
awesome.
this. So it was great. He did all my research for me. He read the book and said it was
Oh my
fantastic.
gosh, I love it.
I'm going to read it now. What inspires you to be so darn hilarious?
Oh.
Well, you know, what's interesting is when you look at my life as a whole, a lot of people look at it and they're like, oh, you've had you know, kind of a tragic sort of life from the outside looking in with, you know, poverty, and our drinking water was poisonous, and infertility issues and diseases, and just, you know, runs the whole gamut. But I've had this great life and great childhood in spite of the fact that my father is a mentally unbalanced taxidermist and I have way too much blood in my childhood. But what's really wonderful is that I was able to explore in the book all of these moments that I wanted to pretend never happened because they were just completely embarrassing. And and in Texas, I can actually say this and people will be like, oh yeah, of course you got your arm stuck up a cow's vagina. Like, who hasn't? That's a totally normal thing. And when I say it here in New York, they're like, you did what? And I'm like, no, I totally did. Like, that's what happened. So yeah, it's an interesting take, and I kind of got to the point where I was like, you know, if you don't laugh at it, you're gonna cry. So you might as well enjoy the good and the bad and the mortifying, and the book is all about the mortifying.
I'd like to ask you one question, and where you got your arms stuck up. Were you trying to help birth the cow or what? How did that happen?
No, I was artificially inseminating a cow because,
okay,
you know, like in Texas, like everybody takes ag classes. So I was in high school and I had my arm stuck up the cow, and then the cow was going to try to sit, and you're like, if the cow sits, it'll break your arm off, right? And people don't realize that. And so the teacher was like, oh my gosh, like she's tensing up, and I could feel, and I was like, what's going on? And so I like ripped my arm off, and then I realized I left the baster up there. Up there. And so somebody else had it up there.
Up there. So tell me
how
it was for the cow.
I think she enjoyed it. I mean, I have small. See, the thing is I was the only girl there, so all the guys had like these great big arms, and I was like, that poor cow. So I got like volunteered to do it because I was like, it's less invasive, and also like most of the time when you go to a gynecologist, you want a girl, you know, you don't really care, but you kind of like. And so I was like, I get it. Like, I've been there. Nobody wants to have these exams done, but I'll walk you through it.
You know, I want to say something to you, because really, I picked up the book, and the back of the book, what I love about you and what I love about you and the book is that you've taken these experiences that were many very painful, some not so funny, and turned it around to where you realize that those same experiences help make you what you are today. So you find the good and the bad, and I think that's what people are going to get from your book, and that's a gift you're giving us, Miss Jenny.
Well, I hope so. And I have had a lot of feedback like that, which I think is like the best payment ever, is having people say, I went through the same thing, and being able to laugh about it gave me the strength to heal from it. Or high school kids who read the book, which is weird because I'm like, does your mom know you're reading this book? Because there's some cursing in it. But so many But yeah, I'll get so many like 16-year-old girls who will come up and say, I thought I was alone. I thought I was the only one who felt like this. I feel like there's hope now that one day I'm going to find my tribe, and I'm going to find people who you know, mesh with me and who will understand me.
Since you're coming back to Texas, can we ask you to come visit us on our set here in Dallas?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Sure, that'd be fun.
We will do that. Are you, I wanted to ask you real quickly, Jenny, do you do any stand-up? Do you do any shows?
No, I have severe anxiety disorder. And so, as a matter of fact, I'm on a lot of anti-anxiety drugs right now. And
right now, during this interview?
Right now, totally drugged up.
Drugged up.
Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, my psychiatrist said, "Do you want like I'm going to give you this drug, and it's like a performance drug that like rock stars use." And I was like, "You're going to give me cocaine? Like, is that legal?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "I'm going to give you a beta blocker."
Go, what I want to do is I'll call you later and get the name of your drugs, because they sure make you funny. We'll be back after this.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. You can find Jenny's book on Amazon or through other major book retailers. And we'll have her back on a Friday, since we do our drinking on Fridays. We have our mixologist here.
Awesome.